Joe Judge, dead as a New York Giant.
It's unfortunate.
It is over. Dan Dugan, at DDugan21.
Dukes.
What up, Doug?
Dude.
See, the thing about Dukes is he dug to the bottom of this thing.
Yeah. That's right.
At one point, he was digging, then he was dugging, now he's all the way done and he's dugging. Old Dan Dugan's reporting Joe Judge has been fired as Giants coach. John Mara, I said before the season started that I wanted to feel good about the direction we were headed when we played our last game of the season. Unfortunately, I cannot make that statement, which is why we have made this decision. Now, I don't know if he felt this way immediately after the game ended, if it was immediately upon the 3rd and 9 goal line formation and backed up where you send your quarterback in for a death sentence. I don't know if it was all the fodder that happened afterwards, maybe by Aaron Rodgers saying, go ahead and call that one in, Matt. I'll smack you in the mouth, basically. I don't know if it was a joke that was made of the Giants organization, which has been something that has been happening for years. And before the season started, Mara.
Either or.
Plaza.
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 Okay, so it's a plaza for sure. I mean, I don't even know what you're speaking.
Plaza.
Yeah.
I would have said Plaza.
Plaza.
Depends on if it's the hotel or a place where a bunch of stores.
So
are.
if the title is something, the plaza, because they want to sound yup.
Yeah, plaza.
Okay, you call it the plaza. But a strip of stores is a plaza.
Say my last name, please.
Moraldo.
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 Wow.
Mara. Like a plaza.
Is Mara?
Is he?
How you doing?
Is he? Like Coach Richie?
Ends in a vowel. Could be.
Mara.
Well, this particular Italian was sick of fucking talking to all the other billionaires about why his team is terrible.
Yeah.
And going into the season, he said he thought he had his Bill Belichick and Joe Judge throughout the season. He said that. Now he's entering another offseason in which his franchise is a laughingstock amongst the billionaires, and that is garnering change in New York and New Jersey. Joe Judge at Gettleman forced into retirement. Whole blank slate. Goodbye, Danny Dimes. Maybe Saquon sticks around, and maybe the Giants, for the first time in 5 years, will have a winning record at some point during an NFL season.
It's not crazy to think that Rodgers was the one that spurred this, right?
I mean, we got a lot of tweets. I got a lot of tweets yesterday saying, and Max Kellerman this morning said Aaron and his friends are the reason why this whole. Shut the fuck up, Max. But they said that's the reason. You can say the show's name.
Yeah.
Okay, Max?
Come on.
Come on.
Come
He was
on,
there,
Max.
and I don't know if he was doing this. I've never met the guy. I'm sure he's great, human, whatever the kid. Well, I'm sure he's a good guy. I'm not 100%. Well, I don't know him at all. But him saying it, I think, kind of, spurred the conversation fodder. And then others started talking about it. The internet was on top of it last night. I mean, maybe Aaron, the MVP, speaking right into the camera, going, this is Bush League bullshit.
Yeah.
Maybe that is exactly what Mara was thinking about the conversations he's got to have with other billionaires.
First thing I thought
What's that?
when I saw that.
Oh, yeah,
he
you
was
did
fine.
send it in the group text immediately
Yeah,
after.
First thing I thought.
I think it was more so what you said. I think the GM went in there and was like, first of all, you got to fire that fucking guy. Whoever they were interviewing probably said, have
yeah.
you listened to his press conferences? Like the way, I think if he just shut his mouth and did like the more so we didn't coach well, we didn't play well, all that shit, instead of being like, hey, we had to get our punter warmed up, so we wanted to start with a bunch of 3 and outs.
Whoa. Ain't nothing wrong with getting the punter in the flow.
Absolutely.
There ain't nothing. I mean, we shouldn't be trying to do that.
Yeah, you're trying to start the game with a 3 and out so your punter can get his legs warm?
No. He was just getting him into the flow of the game. It was whether or not he should go for it on 4th down.
Yes.
When it's a 4th and short. It wasn't he was trying to get 3 and outs. Let's not paint that narrative. Hashtag stat that.
Hashtag stat that. I mean, hey, this is a Belichick guy. I would like to see him succeed, but unfortunately, he made himself look like a clown.
What was that?
That
That was a couple days ago where they said it was reported that Joe Judge will have input in the general manager search, which made all the Giants fans and the national media go, these people are a bunch of clowns. And then Mazzano hit the get up and said, they're listening to Joe Judge on whether or not he thinks he'd get along with the person. He's not making the actual decision on who the GM is. And I think that actually makes sense, right?
Yeah.
And Maz also reported the GM is also going to be able to say whether or not he thinks he'd get along with Joe Judge. They're just trying to get all information. Then, just a day later, Aaron does do his thing. The ridicule continues, and he's gone. It seems to be quite an about face when publicly it didn't feel that way. I think Giants fans are ultimately happy because change brings this reinvigorated feeling of hope and optimism that the next GM and the next head coach will be able to come in and bring us back to the promised land of when Strahan and Eli and the boys were making miraculous plays. So that is where the Giants fans are now. until about week 4 or 5. And the same old bullshit, our team stinks and always going to. That stinks for them. I don't like that at all.
Well, I just assume, like, if they really did want to fire him, why wouldn't you just do it on Monday when all those other guys get fired and Flores does too? So it's kind of like if you would have seen Joe Judge get fired on Monday, it would have been like, oh, okay, well, he fucking stunk. But they wait and they do it on Tuesday when no one else gets fired. He's the only guy that does. And then now we're all talking about it. Like, it does seem that Mara was sitting around and saw Roger say, he's like, we just... You know what? Fuck this guy. Get him out of here.
Hey,
we're a laughing stock.
That immunized COVID Dr. Joe Rogan friend is right.
This guy sucks.
This guy stinks. How many people told Mara that this guy stinks, you think? Ooh. And this goes, and I know this is going to be quite a shot at maybe the Patriots. Joe Judge, B-Flow, Mangini, Bill O'Brien. You go down the long. Matt Patricia.
Bill O'Brien. I don't know.
Okay, you don't know where I'm headed. Long list of former Patriots coaches that go and be a head coach elsewhere, and everybody thinks they're fucking assholes. Oh. And you can be a fucking asshole if you win. When you don't win, it's hard to keep everybody rowing in the same particular fashion if their life is absolutely miserable. I feel like it's because they come from the New England Patriots, the Belichick tree, where life is not fun. Hey, you know what's fun? Winning football games. Mm-hmm. We're working hard. We're not laughing. We're not fucking around. This is the Patriot way. Everybody works in different fashions. There's obviously different ways to win, but the Patriots way is pretty well known by everybody. Hey, this might not be the most lit time. So whenever these coaches get head coaching jobs elsewhere, they feel like, okay, I've seen it win. This is how we win. This is how we're going to build our program. They probably tell the ownership that. Just like we did in New England, I'm going to build this thing around hard work, the foundation around some principles, and this is what we're going to do. We're going to coach them hard. We're going to win games. And you can do that if you're Bill Belichick because your resume says, hey, if you listen to all my bullshit and you do push-ups in pads and you run laps and I tell you at halftime that you fucking stink, I can do all this stuff because the resume says we gonna be in the Super Bowl every other year for the next 20 years. That is gonna be the stats. But if you go in there and you stink and you're trying to do all these things, you're gonna lose a bunch of adults, grown men quickly. Yeah. That's just how it goes. You have to kind of evolve into the asshole, I think. I don't think you can just immediately drop in. And I think every single person that has come from the Bill Belichick umbrella has been treated the exact same way. This guy fucking stinks by everybody. You're not Bill. Dude, you're not Bill, is how everybody starts to react, and that's a tough thing to overcome as well.
And that's why I mentioned Bill O'Brien, because we know from the man in the arena, he's been a prick since he started coaching football. And, with everything that has gone on in Houston the past year and plus, really, he took the Deshaun Watson-led team to the playoffs. They were up 24-0 against the Chiefs at one point. They had some success, but...
Yeah, success. I mean, B-Flow won 8 of his last 9 games, but now it's just coming out, the guy's a fucking asshole. Can't communicate with anybody. That's the reports that are happening. Yeah. I mean, now granted, they didn't make the playoffs. They won for the first time in a long time. So you would think, hey, let's keep this coach around. I'm not commenting on that or not. Should the players deal with an asshole if you're winning? Yes, I think naturally that is the case. But he couldn't communicate. Joe Judge is this asshole. Yeah. Mangini had them doing Oklahoma drills at like 6 a.m. or something like that on Wednesdays, full pads. I mean, there's just this J.J. Watt got in allegedly got into a fight with Bill. It seems to be a common. Matt Patricia did not get along with the. By the way, we get along with Matt Patricia.
Yeah, good guy.
I probably get along with all these dudes as humans. Like, we probably would enjoy how much they love football, how intense they are, how passionate they are. But whenever you're talking to a group of men, if they don't see success and you're a fucking asshole, it's going to be hard to keep them all on the same page.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's get to a break.